Hi, my name's Peter Burrows from Towing and Trailers Limited, and today I'm going to fit a set of extension sides to a Daxara 239x4 trailer. First of all, the most important thing that people seem to struggle with is putting captive nuts in. You need to remove some plastic covers out the top of the trailer, and then a lot of people have problems with this, but you need to fit these captive nuts in the rectangular holes on the front and the rear of the panel. To do that, you get the long side with the wings stuck out and feed it in, and then you get a screwdriver, you push it back and slide it down until it clicks. This will hold the nut in place. This needs doing on all four corners. These need fitting in all four corners, and the caps need removing out the top. Once the captive nuts are all fitted in all the corners, we then need to fit the side panels. With the side panels, these have a clip in the centre which helps it stand on top of the original panel. And push down like so to locate them. When you're fitting them, make sure you get the correct side. The only difference between the front and the back is these two large holes that go through there and a catch on the rear. I have seen people put them on and then go to fit either the front panel or the tailgate and realise they've got it the wrong way. These small nuts will then screw into the captive bolts you've just put on, and then another small M6 bolt will go through there, but it requires a nylock nut on the back. Repeat the process on the rear. Once this is loosely fitted in place, I then get the longer M8 bolts and stand the front panel on. The longer M8 bolts also need some star washers to secure them. The front panel should balance on top of the other panel. Then with the star washers on the M8 bolts, just tighten them in. We can then go to fit the other side panel in the same way that we've fitted this side panel. Once both sides and the front panel are fitted, you need to fit the tailgate. The tailgate has hinges that need bolting on, and in the instructions it tells you to bolt the hinges in place to start off with. However, they need a fair bit of lining up, so what we tend to do is we fit the tailgate and then fit the hinges after and make sure that they're in line. To fit the tailgate, slide it in place and line up with the over centre catchers like so. This will hold it all in place and square. Once that's done, these bolts in both corners need removing. Both hinges for the rear of the trailer are different shapes. This one on the left hand side of the trailer needs to be the one with the material this way, with the L-shaped bracket the same side as the pin and an L cut out in it. put it in place not too tight, and then fit the opposite side. Once these are in place, they're not entirely lined up correctly, but go round and tighten the sides up. Tightening the sides up, don't tighten the captive nut up first, tighten the sides up with the plain nut, with the nylock nut, and this will pull the sides flush into the trailer rather than locking them in place and not being able to pull them later. When I'm assembling these sides, with everything being small M6 bolts, I tend to only use a small ratchet so that nothing's over tightened. When you get to the front, you can get a 13mm socket to tighten the side panel to the front panel at the same time. Once we've gone around the sides and done the sides on the front sides to the front panel, go do the front and rear bolts, which will hold it fully in place, giving those a decent nip. Then these hinges need addressing. These hinges need to be sat vertical. You need a 10mm spanner and socket just to crack them off, but once they're loose, get them so that they are entirely sat vertically, pointing up vertically. This one doesn't want to slide across the hinge, so I'm just removing it and refitting it. But it's really important to make these hinges work correctly, that these are sat in line. So they need to be touching each other and in line in a straight vertical line. You've got sideways adjustment on the top screws and vertical on the bottom, on the top hinges, and vertical on the bottom, which normally allows you to get exactly where you want it. I'm tightening the back bolt up and holding it still with the ratchet on the front. Unfortunately, you can't do that on the top hinge, but if you just get it so that it's nipped, this hinge will now operate correctly. Repeat on this side. Once all the screws around the sides of the trailer extensions are nipped up and the hinges are all in line, you can go round and torque all the bolts up. The bolts that go through the panels on the sides, be very careful, because 8 Newton meters that they need tightening to can crush the panels, but as they have a nylock nut on, just stop as soon as you see them beginning to crush. But do all the rest of the bolts to 8 Newton meters, except for the 2 on either side that fasten the side panel to the front panel. These want to be torqued up to 18 Newton meters. For any other videos, please look at our YouTube channel. We've got other videos on how to assemble parts of Erde and Daxara trailers and how to maintain any other trailer. Also, there are links below that take you to our web shop where you can buy all the spares, the accessories and the trailers themselves.